The Manusmriti, or Manava Dharma Shastra, is one of ancient India's most influential and controversial texts. Attributed to Manu, the mythical first man, it's a treatise on Dharma, duty, law, and cosmic order. For some, it's ancient wisdom. For others, a symbol of social hierarchy and discrimination, especially regarding caste and women. Unlike the Vedas, the Manusmriti is a smriti, a remembered text composed for practical guidance. Revered by some, reviled by others, its journey from ancient treatise to modern controversy is remarkable. The Manusmriti remains a mirror to India's evolving ideals and anxieties. The Manusmriti's origins are shrouded in myth, said to be taught by Manu, the first man, to the sage Brigu, who then shared it with others. This narrative gives the text divine authority, but historians see it differently. Scholars agree it wasn't written by one person, but compiled over centuries, likely between 200 BCE and 200 CE. The text contains layers reflecting changing realities in ancient India. Numerous manuscripts exist, each with variations, verses added, omitted, or changed by scribes. The idea of a single fixed Manusmriti is modern. In the past, it was a living, evolving tradition. Its authority came from Brahmin scholars, not the state, and it served as a guide for kings and advisors. The Manusmriti was never a rigid law code until colonial times. Its journey from scholarly treatise to legal code began when foreign rulers tried to systematize India's diverse traditions. Understanding its composition and transmission is key to understanding its role in Indian society. The Manusmriti's story is one of adaptation, not static law. The Manusmriti is built on the four Purusharthas, the goals of human life: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Dharma is the core duty, ethics, and law, guiding all actions and maintaining order. The text details specific duties for different people and life stages, emphasizing that following Dharma sustains both society and the cosmos. Artha, wealth and success, is recognized as a legitimate goal, with rules for economics and governance, but always under the guidance of Dharma. Wealth gained unethically is condemned. Kama, desire and pleasure, includes love, art, and enjoyment, but must also be pursued within ethical bounds. The Manusmriti values fulfilling desires, especially in family life, but warns against excess. Moksha, spiritual liberation, is the ultimate goal, though the text focuses more on worldly duties. Living righteously prepares the soul for liberation. The Manusmriti presents a holistic vision. Worldly and spiritual goals are interconnected. By fulfilling one's duties, a person moves closer to spiritual freedom. The text's framework shaped Indian thought for centuries. It's a guide for balancing material life and spiritual aspiration. The Manusmriti's most controversial legacy is its description of the Varna system, dividing society into four classes: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. This hierarchy is explained through a creation myth, with each Varna emerging from a part of the cosmic being, Purusha. Brahmins are priests and scholars, Kshatriyas warriors and rulers, Vaishyas merchants and farmers, Shudras laborers and service providers. Each group has prescribed duties, with strict boundaries and rules about marriage, occupation, and even food. The text justifies this order as divinely ordained, making it a sacred obligation to follow one's Varna. Punishments for crimes varied by Varna, institutionalizing inequality. The Manusmriti's Varna model provided a religious basis for hierarchy, later influencing the more complex caste, Jati system. Its rigid boundaries and unequal treatment have drawn strong modern criticism. The text's ideal of birth-based duties shaped Indian society for centuries. Reformers have challenged its legacy, but its influence endures. Understanding the Manusmriti's Varna system is key to understanding debates on caste and social justice in India. Its vision of order remains deeply contested. The Manusmriti isn't a modern law book, it's a poetic dialogue with over 2,600 verses in 12 chapters. The text is framed as a conversation between sage Brigu and other sages, making it more engaging and authoritative. The first chapter covers creation and the text's mythical origins. Chapters 2 to 6 focus on the duties and rituals of the upper three Varnas, outlining the 4 stages of life: student, householder, forest dweller, and renunciant. The householder's life is emphasized as society's foundation. Chapter 7 details the king's duties, statecraft, governance, and warfare. Chapters 8 and 9 address civil and criminal law, with rules for property, debt, and punishment. Later chapters discuss mixed castes, penances for sins, and the philosophy of karma and moksha. The Manusmriti's structure takes the reader from cosmic creation to spiritual liberation. It's a journey through law, society, and the soul. The Manusmriti's modern impact is tied to British colonial rule in India. The British, seeking to govern by Hindu law, turned to Brahmin scholars, who presented the Manusmriti as a key legal source. Warren Hastings commissioned a translation, making it the first Dharma Shastra rendered into a European language. This act transformed the Manusmriti from a theoretical treatise into a practical legal code. Sir William Jones's direct English translation cemented its status as the definitive Hindu law. The British enforced its rules, giving unprecedented power to its most rigid aspects, especially on caste and women. Local legal diversity was replaced by a single, text-based system. The colonial elevation of the Manusmriti had lasting consequences for Indian society. What was once a flexible guide became a rigid code. The British quest for authentic Hindu law reshaped the Manusmriti's legacy. Modern scholars discovered there's no single, original Manusmriti. Many manuscripts exist, each with differences. The version translated by the British was just one among many. Variations range from minor word changes to entire missing or added verses, reflecting local customs and beliefs. The Manusmriti was a dynamic, evolving text, not a static code. By choosing one version, the British gave it artificial authority, sidelining others. Some manuscripts were less rigid, but these were ignored in colonial law. The Manusmriti's reputation as a monolithic code is a colonial creation. Its true history is one of debate, adaptation, and reinterpretation. Understanding this fluidity is crucial to seeing the text as a complex artifact, not simply good or evil. The Manusmriti's meaning has always depended on who interprets it. The Manusmriti's influence spread beyond India, shaping law and kingship in Southeast Asia. Indian traders and priests brought its ideas to Cambodia, Thailand, Java, and Bali. Local rulers adapted its principles, especially the concept of the king as protector of Dharma. Inscriptions and legal texts from these regions show clear Manusmriti influence, blended with local traditions. In Bali, the Manusmriti shaped legal systems for centuries, even as the rest of Indonesia became Muslim. Old Javanese adaptations were used in Balinese courts for marriage, inheritance, and religion. The Manusmriti's ideas traveled with trade, becoming part of Southeast Asia's cultural heritage. Its global reach shows the power of ancient Indian thought. The text's legacy is a testament to the interconnectedness of the ancient world. The Manusmriti is more than an ancient law book. It's a complex text with a layered legacy. For over 2 millennia, it shaped Indian society, law, and identity. Once a scholarly treatise, it became a colonial legal code and a focus of modern debate. Yet, it's also the source of troubling ideas about caste and gender, fueling criticism and reform. For Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, it symbolized oppression and was publicly burned in protest. Today, the Manusmriti is no longer law, but remains a powerful cultural symbol and subject of debate.